Fyodor Dostoevsky, The Brothers Karamazov. Characters with many layers like a Russian doll. After 300 pages, you have an impression if the story is gaining momentum. Not quite so. You have to read another 200 pages to find that things are now actually leading to the event which the author had in mind all the way. The big distraction is that a character is being called by 4 different pet names which are mercifully shorter than his real name. The life described is stifled and stultified by the conditions around till it suffocates. Landlords philander and drink recklessly and compete with their own sons to win a lover. The tyranny is so deep that the serfs are deeply scrutinized to see if they are rebelling against the state or the religion. They are engaged in an intellectual discussion only to make that inquiry. It is on top of the physical or sexual exploitation they are subjected to in the state of a landlord where they can live for many generations with their legal or illegal children. It was possibly a little better and a little worse than the slavery world witnessed due to colonialism at that time, for it was possibly not as penurious but emotionally more exploitative. But deep down the life was far more intellectual than in many other societies of that contemporary era. The renowned poets and authors are frequently referred to, at times in a very discreet manner, to remind a reader that the rebellion was never tolerated in the Russia of that era, and any literary work with such undertones were silenced not too long after it surfaced. One such instance is the reference to the banned poetry journal published by Pushkin 20 years before this novel was written. It is so discreet that one has to read 3-line paragraph many times to realize that the author wants to turn the table on the world around him all the way while writing such a lengthy novel. In a literate society, revolt is crushed in literature long before it grips the society. Always aware of their class, the underclass characters in this book are conditioned enough to behave in a way which is politically correct to the core. Inviting ire of the power that be is something nobody wants among them. So they witness but never interfere in the wasteful and indulgent lives of their higher class masters. But in their heart they harbor all kinds of emotions, including the idea of liquidation of a master. This book the author wrote after the death of his beloved young infant son, one came to know, who was epileptic. There is a character who is epileptic in this book. Also, it deals with the death of a young boy. Also, there are other impressions of the life of the writer in the characters of this novel. The author lived only for a few months after this last novel was published. However, the Russian Revolution completed only after 35 years of his death. If one is looking for the conditions in the society which lead to violent revolutions like the Russian one, they are described in this book. The apparently quiet and self-satisfied life of the rural Russia, where religion was used as a tool to perpetuate the system which is so unfair for the large majority, entailed what ensued. It might not have been a surprise to the author if he had lived longer to witness the revolution unfolding and concluding. The translation by Macduff is good enough for me. It effectively portrays the ailing landlord too, among many other things, who sent a young man, one of the brothers Karamazov, seeking loan from him to a person who remained drunk for 2 days before he dismisses him with an utter disdain for his folly. This young man is planning to run away with his young lover, who is almost a prostitute, who also his father, another big landlord of the town, wants to marry as well. When he explains this matter to others to win the loan to finance his plans, no one seems interested and instead ridicules him behind him. The book is full of such characters and events which portray the life of the country then at a great length. It took a long journey and waiting over the drunkard for 2 days for him to realize that the first landlord was actually tricking him to ridicule him